Senator John Kyle gave a speech last week at the NDU Foundation in which he attacked some of the negotiators, saying that he was misled on missile defense, that he was told that missile defense was not included in the treaty, yet there's some provision that he says retired launchers cannot be used for missile defense purposes. And I just wanted to know what your response was to that.
Well, I would just remind everyone that our negotiating team is made up of former military officers and patriotic Americans who took their guidance from both the complete interagency, the Department of Defense, the Department of State, Department of Energy, the intelligence community. So, I don't think it's appropriate to attack the negotiators. I think if you don't agree with the President's policies, then it's okay to say so. And I also think it's important to make clear that nobody's read the treaty yet. The treaty will be delivered next week. And we appreciate that Senator Kyle and others, Senator Feinstein, came to Geneva to meet with the negotiating team as observers. But I think what's important is I spent most of March closing the treaty in Geneva. I think that I stand second to no one on missile defense and making sure that we have a strong missile defense program in the United States. And the treaty does not constrain the United States in our missile defenses. The Russians are very concerned about, in the out years, their strategic nuclear deterrence and their strategic nuclear forces being challenged by our missile defense systems. But our missile defense systems are regional in nature. They are limited, and they're not targeted to the Russian Federation. So I think what's important is that we have made very clear that there are no constraints. Very similar to the 1991 START agreement, there is language in the treaty that recognizes the interrelationship between strategic and forces and offensive forces, but there is nothing that constrains our missile defenses.